side by side on the right hand side is Krang inside of his like in the belly of his kind of robot suit, and the other side is Honey Boo Boo in front of her mother.
Oh,
and they look the same.
No.
God.
Oh no!
Honey Boo Boo's mom looks like the giant Krang suit with the short arms and the bald head.
Grown-up human comic people! Grown-up human comic people!
All right, so here we are. This is episode 57, I think.
Round 2.
Of volume 2 of Grown Up Human Comic People. Welcome to the show.
57.
Yeah, 57. Man, that's some good shit from back in the day. Anyway, you can find us at grownuphumans.com, epicastnetwork.com/grownuphumans. Make sure to rate and review us on all the podcast things like iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, Libsyn. It really helps our visibility, and it'll be super nice of you, and it only takes a second. So if you enjoy the show, please rate and review us. You can find us on all the social media stuff at Grown Up Human Comic People, and we're sponsored by Radical Trivia. Make sure to go to radicaltrivia.com and get some sweet-ass trivia all up in your butt around the Pittsburgh area. Just like an enema. Just you hold it in there for a little while. Your guts kind of bubble, and then you let it out, and it feels just so very satisfying. So.
If you've never been to Jared's show, it's nothing like that. It's fairly cordial. Most people are just like, "Oh, hello, this was a very nice show. Thank you. I learned something." So that melons are bisexual. That's nice.
You know, I have an ex-girlfriend that gives enemas for money, and I'm pretty sure it's not
For
I'm
money?
pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's different than your show.
Does she? So when she's giving the enemas, is she like dressed a particular way, or
is it also bar weeknights that she does this?
Yeah, no, we have a lot of questions now,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to field all. You brought this upon yourself. You're gonna field all these questions.
Sure.
Is this like a classified section of the
Is
paper?
this
thing?
like? Are we going to have to segue enemas into TMNT, or are we just going to let it flow?
Oh, we.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Jeez.
Go.
Okay, so yeah. On that note, let's introduce everybody, and then we can get into talking about all the anima things we went to.
Yeah.
So let's go to my look at the regular humans covered, and then we'll get all the special guest people that are sitting here. So to my left, Chris, J-Man,
Hey.
Greg,
That's me.
I'm Jared. We're the humans, and then we have, I guess, technically a subhuman and some guests. No, we've talked. The term for somebody who's sitting in for somebody else for one of the humans is a
Substitute human.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just like,
subhuman.
no, it was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Is that the first time you heard us say that?
No, I don't know.
This is your show.
It is.
You've missed every time there's been a subject.
I guess it's just.
Say it all the time.
I know, but I was just apologizing for being mean to Lacey earlier. And then, shit. Okay, didn't realize it was par for the course. Come on, Greg. Everybody's doing it.
But,
It's a tough time to say that.
so
you
we
know?
got-
It's a tough time. It's a band. No, it's not. It's a weird time.
So to my left, we got Lacey.
Hi.
There she is. And to my right, we have Zero and Amanda. You guys want to say hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We can. Yeah, I guess we could start because so for Zero, we talked about some of your fire art in the previous episode, and so we have Amanda with us too, and she owns. Why don't you just go ahead and tell us about what you do?
Not quite yet, but
Okay. Oh, okay. You want to go back to the animas? I get it. That's cool. I'm right there with you.
I own an enema shop. It's
Nice.
no, I own a store. It's not. 2 years in the future, I own a store.
Oh, right.
Called Cards Unlimited, and I think they spoke about it a little bit earlier. And it's a bookshop, card shop, novelty shop, geek nerd haven, fandom haven. It's my lifeblood, and I love meeting people who know it and have been to it and shop at it. It like kind of re-energizes me when I hear people talk about it. So that was really sweet earlier.
I don't think that I remember them saying where it was. Maybe they're just trying to keep people from going there. But where is it?
It's on Walnut Street in Shadyside.
Okay.
You know, and the only bummer about that area is parking. But if you can make the effort, I'll be there. Come talk to me.
It's really
I'll
not
pay-
even that bad.
I'll
though.
pay your parking. That's a lie.
The parking's not
But
bad
come hang
over
out.
there.
No. It's
Sometimes
like
it
anywhere
is,
else in the
though.
city anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Our city is not interested in helping any of the businesses do anything.
correct.
No,
Yeah.
it is not.
Yeah, it's like people are trying so hard to do stuff here, and the city's like, yeah, no, we're going to put in another bike lane now. Yeah, it's not going to be a train. It's going to be another bike lane.
We got a bus lane,
I
and then
like-
a bike lane, and then a bike lane, and then a
Who's coming in this town? Oh, we got some like hipsters. Oh yeah, they all got bikes. We'll put another bike
Right.
lane. It'll be fine.
Hey.
I like your this. What's this voice? Where is this coming from? Is this a
comes-
Pittsburgh?
Oh, it comes from the fact that I'm from here. I know a lot of people.
It's not just that.
But it sounds like a voice of somebody who's like from here and is a Yinzer, but
And is-
hasn't like come to terms
and
with
is
it,
obnoxious.
and they think they're mocking Yinzers.
Yeah.
You know, they actually think they're mocking Yinzers.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Deep
Yep.
But
down,
yes.
you got the Yins.
Not to hate on bikers. I've got a lot of biker friends, but
Oh no, that's not.
Cyclists are great, you know.
Oh, that was not any of the point was not the bikers themselves at all.
some of my best
I
friends are
understand.
bikers.
Hey, tell them that joke.
I don't want to
Do it.
No,
Do it.
I don't know what
Do
you're
it.
talking
Now you
about.
have to.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Two guys walk into a bar.
No, no,
one
no,
of
no,
them's
no.
a biker.
No, what's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poorly dressed man on a unicycle?
I don't know.
I don't know what.
Attire.
God damn
go
it.
to bed.
Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, you go to the room. You're grounded now.
Think about what you've done.
You think about that for a very long time.
I do think of jokes. Like, really, I like thinking of
I do.
Attire.
I do like the two guys walking to the bar jokes. Those are pretty good.
Those are
One of my favorite ones is two guys walking to a bar. I guess I didn't see it.
Oh, but you know what? You know what? The bar though. If you like take a minute, right?
Oh,
the
boy.
yeah, seriously, break your own egoic fourth wall, right? What is that bar? Like you all walk into the same bar in every joke. You picture the same bar every single time. Where'd you get that image from?
Oh,
Yeah, we get high and we're like, "What's your bar look like, man?" And I'm like, "My bar's dark and has
I feel
four
like
stools."
it's probably.
And he's like, "My bar, the
What's
door's
your
on the
bar?
left."
When you walk into a bar, what's two guys walk into a bar and you see what? I have an old Western bar with swinging doors, and it's the two guys are sitting at like an elbow of a bar. Like, and it's like kind of wide open, and there's like sort of like tables like this where people could play cards at. Like that's my guy walks into a bar, and there's a balcony floor too, like a mezzanine.
Wow.
And it's Old
I
West
feel like-
every time.
That your bar's way cool. Mine just like you walk in. It's like one of those shitty like narrow south side. The bars on the left.
I was gonna say mine's Gooski's.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Sure, man.
That's a great question. I never actually thought about that.
That's
Yeah.
there's weird.
You
up
should
there,
you
man.
should try
There's a lot
you
of
should
weird-
try mushrooms
Fair point. Okay. Noted.
or marrying Jason Karen.
Okay.
It's weird. I have the same bar in my head as you, though. Like that was the exact
Old
same
West.
bar. Yeah, the Old West bar. Sam Elliott is behind the bar.
Sure, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
that's
see
the
that,
guy.
man.
He's the bartender.
See the inside of my bar is the saloon downtown.
Whoa.
So the exterior is Gooskies.
Yes, the exterior is Goosey's. The inside is the saloon.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to one. I think it was the bar in like Back to the Future 3. I think that's the bar. I
That's
think
what I was
like
thinking of when you said that.
yeah, because that would have been like the earliest comical influence of like a bar.
Or the one from Bill and Ted. It looks the same.
Yeah, it might be the same bar.
Yeah,
might- yeah, it might be
yeah,
the
sure,
same one.
sure.
Is it
The
the same
one
one?
Oh,
that-
were
Look
they?
at that back to
were
back.
they me?
It might be.
Were they me
Yeah.
Billy the Kid?
Yeah.
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 Exactly. So they look real
Forgot
similar.
about that.
So I think that might be where I got my bar from.
Yeah.
Mine is from Tombstone.
Never
Okay,
saw
that's a good
Tombstone.
one.
Yeah.
Should I?
Pause. We're gonna go watch Tombstone.
I love Tombstone.
Which
To-
one's,
to a
which one's
fault.
that?
That's the one with Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer, it's Doc Holliday, and Kurt Russell.
A bunch of the coolest guys
That's-
from that time period.
It's one of the. It's on my
Michael Biehn.
it's on my
that's in
eternal
there
to-do
somewhere.
list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm aware of it. And I just haven't watched it.
I can't. You can't. For my money, it doesn't get much better than Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
Who's Michael Biehn?
80s Michael Biehn.
Oh.
Aliens and
You are
Terminator.
killing
who's
Greg.
Kyle
Oh my
Reese in
god,
Terminator.
Oh man, he is freaking out.
my palms are sweating right now.
Mom spaghetti.
That just killed it. Never mind. Okay.
They're dry.
Wait,
They're dry again.
did you say you haven't seen Terminator?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Wait, what?
No.
What?
Shh. No. No.
just ruined
No.
No, good. I'm fine. No. I've seen all the Terminators. They're fantastic. I just wasn't aware of the name attached to it.
Oh, okay, yeah. The guy from the good guy in the first one. The guy from the future. That's Michael Biehn.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Reese, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
In Aliens, he's the one who he survives to the end.
Hicks.
Hicks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, man. I
Got
got
the
it.
He's just a real badass. I love Michael Biehn.
He's okay.
Pouring out for Bill Paxton.
The NES first Metal Gear game. You look at the front cover drawing of Snake, that you play. It's modeled after Michael Biehn in Terminator, like the future flashbacks. You know what I mean?
You made this look like you. Like, it's modeled after me.
After
He was
this
doing
guy.
a hand gesture that was like, it's modeled after me. Yes, actually.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you got that.
yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
saying.
A big deal, like in your head. Yeah.
The
In your bedroom. Yeah.
listen, y'all.
You're now part of the grown-up human comic, people. You're just going to be on every
I'm
time.
just gonna mute your channel right about now. Oh.
So, what's the nerdiest thing in your store?
You talking to me?
Yes.
So that's a nuanced question
Yeah.
because it depends on who's asking, right? And like I just met you today, right?
Yeah.
So like based on what I know about you, I'm going to answer that question.
Okay.
You're pretty nerdy.
Look at that shirt, man.
We talked.
Look at that shirt.
We talked about Saga and Jeff
Yeah.
Lemire and yeah. So oh man, the nerdiest thing. So I feel like there's kind of there's levels of nerd, right? There's
Yeah, of course.
there's like fantasy nerds, there's sci-fi nerds, and I was talking to one of your roommates earlier. I just looked around this table. He is not here.
No.
And I was explaining to him how we have different fandoms: Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Game of Thrones. And it's funny because a lot of the staff, right? Some are like diehard Star Wars, some are diehard Star Trek, some are diehard Doctor Who. So there's all of that. So depending on like what you consider,
Okay.
nerd cred, we kind of have a lot of it. So me personally, I'm sort of like the person you talk to about sci-fi and but like if you want to talk to someone, and we have comics too, and I can talk about that. Certain companies, that's a rabbit hole. But I can talk to you about certain comics we have in the store. But like other staff are there to talk to you about like Doctor Who, and the other staff are there to talk to you about Star Wars and Star Trek and blah. So it just kind of depends on what kind of nerd you are. Honestly,
to help you out, how about I'll say like what's the deepest cut? Like there's sometimes it's like, wow, I can't believe that you have
sure.
Fucking like Mr. Bones from the newer Star Wars books, like a little miniature model of that. Like that's insane.
Sure.
Something like that.
Sure. That
That's
was
a great
deep
question.
cut. Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
great question about your store. I think I
Yeah.
could have like 10 examples, but like I don't think.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the nerdiest thing, but like give me an example of some really fucking nerdy things in there.
That's a great question. I would have to say again, it's hard. I understand you're trying to focus me right now, but like we've got some deep cut Twin Peaks shit.
Okay.
And like
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
so on like again, I know you're looking for like kind of a more focused answer, but it's really kind of all over the place. So
Like what's an
okay.
example of a deep cut Twin Peaks thing?
Well,
just keep in mind, Greg might not be able to get up from the table for
like
a
the
little while.
Diaries of Laura Palmer and
Sweet.
okay.
Yeah,
You
that's
just got the
I'm gonna
final
take-
dossier in.
I'm going to take this person who I just met, Greg. I'm going to take his answer, sweet, as like a big deal. So that's cool.
Yeah.
there's I've seen out there that there's the Diaries of Laura Palmer, like not only in book form but in audiobook read by Cheryl Lee.
Oh wow.
So
And then
That was
there's
me.
the Diane tapes, or Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh,
you could just
yeah.
get the Diane tapes, man.
But-
It's
But-
fun.
Talking over you. So, but then there's like levels of a different kind of nerd, right? Like me personally, we've got like an Oliver Sacks Saint candle, and like
Yeah.
Oliver Sacks is my hero,
And then James Baldwin.
and James
sing
Baldwin,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so
Billie Holiday.
yeah.
Those are good candles.
Yeah,
So-
I love that because you guys obviously understand that you can be nerdy about anything. Like, it doesn't have
Yeah,
to be
like I'm
sci-fi,
trying to give you like a
Yeah.
like an answer,
Yeah.
but it's really like a lot of people don't know who Oliver Sacks is. Like
I'm not really familiar. Please.
he is a
audience.
neuroscientist, and he passed away recently. Most people know him as like, do you remember the movie Awakenings with Robert De Niro and Robin Williams from back in the day?
I remember
Oh yeah, from the early '90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a book written by Oliver Sacks. That was like an experience he had with a patient. So Oliver Sacks is kind of who turned neuroscience into sort of like a pop thing, like pop culture. Like we're talking about brains, pop psychology, blah blah blah. Like he kind of like fictionalized. Well, it wasn't fiction though, but he made it kind of into a narrative. Like he told stories about his patients, and made sort of and captured my imagination and blah, ending that tangent. But so like Oliver Sacks is an answer. We've got like a Margaret Sanger pin, like the woman who created birth control. We've got
that's pretty nerdy.
what's the dog's name? The Russian dog who went on to space.
Leica.
We've got a pin of and honestly like. The current, what is sort of the current thing now? The current nerdy thing has changed so much, and not to go there, but I'm going there under this presidency. Like a lot of things have, the companies making products have really changed.
What do you
like, what I mean by that, if you want to go, if you want to go there, I would probably not have seen like a Margaret Sanger pin a few
sure.
years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple of our best-selling books are the Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls.
Oh yeah.
And like the Little Book of Feminist Saints, like that wasn't a thing,
Right.
a few years ago, and like now there's a need for that, and now there's a movement for that. So a lot of that stuff is now it's like popular for companies to produce.
Sure.
And so now it's available for stores like us
Yeah.
to purchase that stuff and display it. So that's pretty awesome. So
I would say in the same way that like maybe like Black Panther is very popular right now because of like people
Black
saying, like,
Panther
hey,
is on our shelves, and James Baldwin. I'm not sure if you read him or not, but like that's a writer that a gay black man, like that's a writer that probably wouldn't have been recognized or
They showed that movie down at the Harris. What was the theater downtown?
the Harris.
Yeah, the Harris. They showed his movie, "I Am Not Your Negro," about his experience through civil rights and racism in America. And
Like, bookstores
they
are
stick his
carrying,
book
you
right
know-
in the front window in Shadyside, right? Oh, I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah,
So yeah, like that stuff's more available now and more attractive now in this particular political climate. So
Yeah, and I think people who produce things like that realize that like people who are interested and like want to.
it's like, oh, people will buy
Yeah,
this?
people will buy
Okay.
this. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. And we were always there, but
Right.
now it's like,
Right, like,
now
oh,
it's
these
more
people,
readily
yeah.
available, right? So it's kind of awesome. If there's anything you can say about the current political climate, it's that stuff is kind of bringing people together and it's more available and it's, so.
Yeah, I think it brings out like as much of a negative thing as having like our current president. As far as I think a lot of people think like the positive is like whenever something like that, something that seems so shitty like to everyone universally, we can all like come together and be like, oh yeah, we can all agree that sucks. I fucking hate that guy. Yeah, everything he says is bullshit. I hate it, and none of us are going to act that way. Let's all take an example in how to not to behave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's not
it's
a
interesting.
negative
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of it's on how you look at it.
As a general comment, out of context, that's whatever.
Yeah.
Could apply that to political stuff, whatever.
I mean, yeah, it is. Especially like in the current climate of things. Emma Gonzalez. Kids like that rising to the surface.
Yeah.
Just all these horrible things happening, but there's still people like Elon Musk who are trying to like save the world through things. We were having a conversation about this the other day. Like, the body gets a fever and they send out lymphocytes to attack everything.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of lymphocytes that are coming out and
Yeah.
fucking shit up right now, and I'm really proud of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
We never did our cheers. I guess we could do that now.
That's true.
Oh, is that a thing you do every
Yeah.
time?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Every
really
time.
sweet.
Every
All
time.
right.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to jump into. We're going to do Turtles. Yes. Oh, please. Yes.
No, say what
You
you're
have
going to do. I just have a great segue.
Oh, okay. Well, you can take the reins.
No,
then, that's fine.
say what you're jumping into.
I was just going to say we're going to jump into a book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Dimension X, the first issue of that, which came out a little while ago. We just had it lying around for me to, check it out.
As we have done for the last 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We, as far as the books go, we need to go shit together. But we're trying our best. So, man, what we're gonna?
Please don't say that. God, that's depressing.
We're trying our best. And we don't. I mean, we don't. This isn't professional. Like, we get together twice a month through text message, and we're like, okay, and everybody's like 3 hours late. Like, and then when we finally do it, and then Jer's the only one who's actually worth anything here. The rest of us are dog shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't include me in that 3 hours late.
You are a peach. A peach.
He is a peach. That's true. Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna.
I'll second that emotion.
Yeah, the rest of us suck. This is all terrible. I can't believe we get people to come on this show. Like, I totally bamboozled you people.
We didn't.
Should I have said
You
no?
tricked them into thinking it was a different show.
I know. I did.
That's
I told them,
100% true.
I did.
I
I did.
convinced them it was on my way more successful podcast.
Yeah, I thought it was
you-
called In the
you-
Pit.
And one of them even showed up with a prepared with a segue too.
Which is, hey.
I'm all about segues. I even know how to spell it.
Oh.
Nerd.
It's
I
much
know.
simpler than you think.
So, segue. So I'm here, and lovely Chris was like, "Hey man, you like comics? Check this out. This is what we're going to talk about tonight." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's not it's not my jam. I don't know if I can do that." And he's like, "Well, here, read this." And I went into another room with like a really cool cat, literally a cat, a cat, and and I read this comic, and I turned the first page, and like on the first page, this alien dude's talking about neutrinos, and I love that shit. I love that shit. I love neuroscience. So I was like, man, this guy just gave me this comic that I was not excited to read. I was like, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And then I opened up the first page, and it's some dude talking about neutrinos, and I was like completely like, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be about. And it was. I don't want to give it all away. We can ease into this, but like I loved it. I loved it. And speaking as someone who like hasn't read anything else, so about yeah, I was like completely surprised how good it was. So as a person who is unfamiliar with the series, so I'll jump back in. I'll let you.
You skipped the entire segment. Actually, that's what we do at the end. You went straight to the end on that one.
That's fine,
The
that's
end
fine.
being that I loved it,
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
Yeah.
letting you talk. Okay,
So,
sure.
Normally, what we do.
so putting that book away now.
Yeah, we talk about it,
I
and
thought,
then we go around the table at the end saying, "Would you read it again?" Or like, "Yeah, absolutely," or "No, it's dog shit."
no, you were right the first time. We usually like the women have to speak last.
Yes.
So we were just skipping right to the end there.
Yeah.
This is
There are no women in this particular issue.
this is Radio Handsman Tale. Wait,
Yeah.
Handsmaid Tale. Thank you.
Handmaid's
I
Tale.
understood.
Tale.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sell that book.
It was
Chris doesn't know how to speak. If
That's
he doesn't
okay.
know that.
sometimes.
He
I haven't watched that show.
So
I
as
haven't read the book.
readers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is this a good issue? What's happening in this universe? It made me want to read it.
Okay.
Let's discuss, shall
So
we?
for the people who are listening, usually what we do is we just say what it is. We'll kind of give a brief summary of what happens in it, and then we give our our thoughts on it.
Okay, cool.
But I will answer your questions. I read the regular series too.
Is there a Q&A?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Because I got
test
some,
at the
I got
end.
some
There's a
questions.
test
No,
at the
no,
end,
no, no.
yeah.
I got some questions about the turtles, man.
So, so in this book, what happens is the turtles are looking for various alien beings to testify against Krang, who has committed all these.
Jason is dying right now.
Because they always operate to the letter of the law.
Sorry.
Well, okay, so Krang has been imprisoned by the planet Neutrino, which is that was what they were talking about. Actually, it's like there's like a race of people called neutrinos.
Yeah, he was like blah 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 neutrinos. They're stupid.
Yeah. And so Krang is captured by them, and they want to put him on trial for all his war crimes throughout Dimension X. And so it's
But
the
they're
turtles.
so cute.
I know.
Okay. Wait, I can't wait to talk about how cute they are. Go.
Can I just say that neutrino sounds like a pizza roll, but for like vegans? That's what that sounds like to me. A neutrino.
Oh,
Like a
yeah.
Nutri-Grain bar,
Sounds like a
but
cereal.
a roll with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
neutrinos.
I would think more for people like running a marathon. Give me my neutrino bar. You
Yeah.
know?
It could be NUTRIN
Yeah.
hyphen O
dash.
Nutrish.
Neutrine O's.
Yeah, sure.
Something mostly made of peas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this book is about the turtles trying to find this thing that can testify against Krang. So this thing turns out to be this little like color changing blob who he is like an empath, and he changes colors with the emotions of those around him. So like the thing that Krang did to this creature was that when Krang was torturing people, he would make this little fuzzy guy, sit in the room to tell whether or not the person is lying to him.
Oh, was that fucking movie where they had they had that brothel of telepaths, and then like the old greasy dude sat down, and he was like,
Oh.
he was
That's altered carbon.
altered
Yeah.
carbon.
Let's
man.
not go
There's-
down that road because
Oh,
I could.
we discussed that, but we
That
can
was
talk about that later because it's fucking
fucked
awesome.
up.
But yeah, so anyway, this little guy is like kind of traumatized from having been a witness to like all these tortures, and so he's secluded himself to a planet, and he doesn't want to be around anybody because he can't even handle like the feelings that are like at his power.
He can't even.
Oh
right
man, I
You
remember.
really
I remember those days, man.
So there's this other thing that's hunting all these witnesses also and trying to kill them, as opposed to the turtles trying to retrieve them and bring them back to the court or whatever. And so the guy who's trying to kill this guy actually initially convinces the little cute empath guy that he's on his side, and then the turtles have to kind of prove that like they're not trying to kill him. It's I don't know. And the guy's really cute. It's an adorable story.
I love how the little cute blob is a cute little blob, color changing face, sad face thing, and then the like that blob doesn't believe the turtles are like in their right minds or like on their side of good or anything, but he believes this giant robot insect thing.
But like, why is that? Why?
I don't know. You'd think that he'd be able to like pick up on other people lying,
Right?
Yeah, not a very good.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, just gonna say one
Well,
plot hole.
to be fair, he doesn't know what either one of these beings even are. So it's like, how does he translate what feelings their feelings even feel like?
Like
Or-
what their
They
truth
have,
is or whatever.
They have to tell
Yeah.
him.
Like,
So then he's easily manipulated. That's why he trusted them.
But this dude's fucked up looking.
Yeah, but he is. He's a living
Although they're
emoji. He's an emoji.
He
you
is a
know?
living emoji.
and we have to press the button to say how we feel. Same thing with this.
Oh, there's
This-
allegory to this. You're right.
That's what I'm
wow.
saying, man.
Dang.
It's a
Peeling
cave.
back all types of layers.
But that dude, he trusted that creature because, like, that creature truly felt that. It was a manipulative creature.
I felt
I did. I read half of it over your shoulder. I did. I fucking read that part with the little emoji con on his shoulder, and he was like, "Oh, you're my friend." He's like, "Oh, thank you." And he puts him in a cage, and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" "Oh, trust me, it's fine. I have picked up on the nuances. It was a psychological metaphor,
He's an excellent juggler.
So, as a person new to the series, do these little dudes appear at any other time? Is this the first?
This
did I
is the
just was I
first.
so lucky as to read this particular issue with these cute little duders?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in this run of the Turtles. This because there's different volumes and stuff where it's
Sure,
all
sure.
a different story. But like in this this volume, I haven't seen them before, and I don't recall them from other stuff. So I think this is the first appearance of.
Yeah, I was like, wait, this what empath?
Yeah,
I was not expecting that story. I thought it was really sweet.
they do a lot of really. This series does a lot of pretty good work. Like it's there's stuff that actually makes you kind of.
Who's the writer of this?
I'm glad you asked that because usually we say that, but I'm a little bit fucked up and I forgot.
That's cool.
So this is
Also, the illustrator.
yes. Okay, so story is by Paul Alder, art by Pablo Tunica, lettering by Sean Lee.
I thought the art was the turtles looked a little weird.
Yeah.
Well, they looked
They're stretchy.
like they're on drugs. Maybe I don't know.
So in this series, they have different artists do different issues. A lot
Okay.
of times.
Okay,
In
okay.
fact, sometimes Kevin Eastman himself will do like a page or two.
Okay.
And you can tell because it looks like old school, like fucking awesome, like 80s turtles.
Nice.
But yeah, it depends on what book you're talking
Oh,
about. There's-
that's leads me. I don't want to interrupt.
no good.
How long have they been teenagers?
A really long time.
And they even referenced that in this issue.
Dude, they did
Yeah, the blob dude is like they're talking about feelings and stuff, and the blob dude's like, "Yeah, man, that's
Wait,
like
so we're acting like teenagers.
there's something about teenagers' feelings." And the
know that
turtles
'cause
were
I
like,
read it.
and the turtles there's an ellipsis. The ellipsis is the whole thing. They're like, "Yeah, I know how that feels because ellipsis." They're teenagers,
Yeah.
but they don't actually say it, and I thought that was
But
neat.
they were teenagers when I was an adolescent.
Right.
I
But
think they've been teenagers since like 1984 or something.
they're yeah.
Yeah.
That's hell.
But that the fact that the teenagers
mean,
plays
like-
like a plot. It's like
Yeah.
a thing in this issue. They're like the fact that they
Yeah, but
they
they
start to
sh-
feel happy thoughts like in Peter Pan, and it makes them fly.
Yeah.
And they can like break out of this cave that they're stuck in.
They
and
should be middle-aged
They're like, think about what makes you
Ninja
happy. And the Blob is like, wow, you guys have a lot of feelings. And they're like, yeah, because we're teenagers.
Yeah. And is it Michelangelo who figures out how to do it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always the one who's like, whenever you need like,
But they call him Mikey.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Do they do that in the movies? Is
Yeah.
he Mikey?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's always Mikey.
But yeah, they're
Raphael was the one that was cool but rude.
Yes.
Just checking.
100% accurate. Also, the one like that. Can we all agree that nobody wants like no one wants to hang out with him? Like,
Raphael?
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Raphael's absolutely 100% my favorite turtle.
yeah. Okay, I'm not saying he's not cool. I'm saying no one wants to hang out with him.
Actually, no. I want a reason why. Why?
Why is he my favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he was.
He's my favorite too.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm not
of you
saying he
explain
can't be your
yourselves.
favorites. I'm just saying no one wants to hang out with him.
It's not hard to figure out why he's my favorite.
It's hard for me. I don't know you.
Okay, so
Come on, tell
this
me.
man doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh.
But what does that have to do with Raphael?
Raphael also doesn't have a cell phone.
Well, none of them have
None of
cell
them do.
phones.
He doesn't care.
So tell me,
Donatello probably has a cell phone.
tell me
Actually,
about
a lot of
Raphael
phones.
and you and the connection. I really want to know sincerely.
I think Jarek could probably explain it better than I could.
Is your Psy over
He
there?
just doesn't like to be bothered.
I do have Psy.
Yeah, I think they're both loners, and he just doesn't care to be bothered most of the time.
Is that Raphael? Is that his deal? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Cool.
I mean, that's how I would sum it up.
All right.
Yeah,
So his rudeness is probably just like a projection.
yeah.
Defense
He
mechanism.
actually has a lot of
He's building
a
up
lot
a
of
lot of
emotions.
walls.
Well, he has
Yeah.
a lot of emotions, are like right under the surface, but that's why he gets like pissed off.
Oh,
And, like,
poor
But you don't seem
Raphael,
rude. But
poor
maybe I
Raphael.
haven't hung out with you enough to be rude to me.
Poor Raphael.
oh no,
Okay. I that's fine. I buy that. Now to the right of me, you. Raphael?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because he's a bad boy.
Well, okay, just because someone's has a particular favorite turtle doesn't mean that that's the turtle they're like themselves.
No.
Because there are examples of I know people who they like this particular turtle, but they're actually this turtle. Like Dan's favorite turtle is Donatello, but he's Raphael.
Yeah, he
Wait,
is.
Dan, the dude
Daniel.
who was
That's
just
not
here.
Raphael. Why would he
He's
be Raphael?
Yeah, he is.
No way.
No.
You think he's
If-
a loner and like doesn't want to be bothered?
He's Splinter.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God.
If he were here, he would totally agree with me. We'll have to, next time you see him, ask him about it.
You can still be wrong while agreeing with you.
Exactly.
I mean, all right. My favorite turtle is Michelangelo
Yeah.
because he meets all the requirements of being a superhero, and he doesn't have to.
I'm going to need you to explain that.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I mean, we are considering the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as cultural archetypes that fit our personality.
Oh, they absolutely
They
are.
certainly are.
Go deep, Chris.
Michelangelo. You know what? When I think about Michelangelo in my head, I just imagine
Where else do you
the
think about
one
him?
In his bed.
the one scene from the opening of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated episode where he's just on his back spinning.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the first thing. If you say Michelangelo Ninja Turtle, not Renaissance artist, Ninja Turtle, that's what I think. And I'm like, man, I love that guy because he doesn't give a fuck. He's never given a fuck.
No, it doesn't.
Ever.
Yeah.
He's never he was told that he was a post-adolescent
When
mutation
when was he told this and by who?
Splinter. Eventually.
You all were post-adolescent
Mutation.
mutation.
Somebody that understands karate.
Amphibian.
Amphibian. No.
No?
Don't put those. Don't you put those words in my ear. That's not correct.
I'm sorry. I didn't say it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Possible
Jer
amphibian.
said it.
Because I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Anyways.
Reptile.
So you like Michelangelo? That's cool.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
a party dude.
Yeah, everybody likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong answer for him. I mean, everybody
No,
has their
the
own.
wrong answer is Leonardo.
Okay, no, that's my favorite. So
I know.
yeah.
I think he's kind of a babe.
well, of
Of course he's a babe.
like because
Look at him.
Leonardo's
That's what I'm saying.
he's the one that like cares the most about everybody else around him.
No.
Yeah, but his asceticism is what gets him in trouble, man. That sort
Yeah.
of ego doesn't fly.
I know.
You know, that's sort of like that like male dominator personality that he has is what fucks the group up every time, and then they come back.
Well, first of all, Raphael is the one with the male dominant
oh,
personality.
right. Yeah, well, no, am I?
Leo's
yeah,
the,
okay.
Yeah, no, Leo's the one
I
who's
just-
like, "Hey guys, can we all just like calm down here for a second? Like we have some shit to do."
So who's the one that gets all huffy and puffy?
That's
and
Raph.
Okay,
That's Raph.
that fucking guy.
I'm gonna
man. Like,
That's
give me
what I
a-
was saying. Nobody wants to
No,
hang
no,
out with
no,
that guy.
That guy. Right. Okay. Yeah.
no one
yeah.
wants
yeah.
to hang out with him.
I'm gonna quote.
Yeah, because he's all ego.
I'm
Go.
gonna quote two different Ninja Turtles back to back.
Go.
Yes, Master Splinter. Yes, Master Splinter. that's those two. That's those two right there.
And end scene. Podcast
Perfect.
over.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I was a kid, man, I had all those toys. I had the Technodrome. You know,
Fuck yeah,
remember,
dude. That
remember
was-
the,
and the thing came out, the ramp came down, the
Yeah,
ball,
that
the
fucking
eyeball
thing.
rolled out.
Did you have the pizza shooter, the tank?
I didn't
The-
have that one.
oh, it was great. There's little plastic discs.
Yeah,
And you-
buddy.
And you put them in like a cylinder in there.
Yeah,
No,
there was
no,
a
no.
gun- There was a gun one too.
No,
That's
it was
what
the
I'm about.
pizza van. The pizza van, and they did it in the most recent movie.
That,
I
that
remember
was
the
fired,
fan.
yeah.
And you're driving just like fucking flinging pogs across the room, hitting your cat. You know, it was a cool toy, man. I had all of them, you know, and they were in my attic, and they were all up
You
in
know-
flames. Life happens. So,
While practicing.
Yeah. Well, no. I was like 16. It was, life happened. But I always consider I go down to Ides.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? There are all of my toys from my childhood. I'm glad to see somebody's holding on to them. This
Yeah.
is wonderful. If I ever need them, they're right here. So I love going down there and just smelling everything, and then
Oh,
leaving.
yeah.
Or there, or here, or in Derek's
Yeah,
room.
it's pretty dope. man.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, the smell of those plastic toys.
Sure,
those
man.
toys is just unbelievable.
Yeah, the Stretch Armstrong plastic smell, man. That was weird.
Apparently, they're making a show, like a new show or something of Stretch Armstrong.
Do you know what I found today? That they're making a new Bill and Ted.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's gonna be fucking great. Or it's not. I don't know. Now, like anymore, they say like, "We're gonna redo this thing." I'm like, okay,
You didn't need to redo Point Break.
no,
Bro.
no. Don't need another Point Break.
Didn't need to redo Old Boy. That was
Nope,
for sure.
didn't need that. What else what do we not need? Shit, we didn't.
Ghostbusters.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, we didn't need Ghostbusters. Yeah,
Battle
we didn't need
Royale was a mess.
that. Yeah.
Karate Kid. I mean, that was a few
Karate
years
Kid,
ago,
yeah.
but still. I don't know.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was mediocre, which is better than I can say for all these other examples.
Karate Kid's coming back on YouTube Red.
Oh yeah.
Not kidding. As
What?
adults, they start fucking like it's Ralph
Yeah,
Macchio
it's
and
Ralph
the other
Macchio
guy.
and
Those
fucking,
guys.
What's his name?
Yeah, the other
Johnny.
fucking like the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cobra Kai is the show.
Yeah,
Cobra
it's
Kai.
called
What?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was a fake thing at first when I seen a
No, it's-
trailer for it. Yeah, it was real. Yeah, I was
Well,
like,
this is
fuck.
not the first time that whole cast has gotten back together. There's a song called "Sweep the Leg" by a band called No More Kings.
I saw that video. Yeah.
There's a band called Sweep the Leg Johnny.
Yeah. Well,
Also.
yes. And so the whole cast is in the video for the song, and it's fucking amazing. The Cobra Kai guy is like the leader. What's his name?
Johnny.
No.
Oh,
the master.
Crease.
Yeah. He's
Such a good name.
he's in like a motorcycle and shit. He looks badass. It's fucking awesome.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his like early 60s, right?
Okay.
I guess.
He's
I mean,
probably
how's-
still a babe.
how's
Ralph Macchio is 50 right now, or ish, early 50s.
Mr. Miyagi? Is he dead?
Dead
He's
for a
dead.
long time.
He did.
All right.
Yeah.
Pour one out for Mr. Miyagi.
Or Arnold from Happy Days, the original owner.
Did you hear
of
Arnold had a heart attack?
Yeah,
Arnie had a heart attack.
He's okay though. I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I just finished reading his autobiography, and I was very worried. I fucking love Arnold so much.
When you said, and it's because you never said his last name. When we were like, oh yeah, Mr. Miyagi, he's dead. And you're like, or Arnold from Happy Days, he had a heart attack. Like, no, he's dead.
Oh, yeah, he's
Dead. We
yeah,
just
he's
said
dead.
that.
Dead.
Idiot, listen, pay attention. We just talked about this a second ago.
I also like how you have now said that you just finished reading Schwarzenegger's autobiography.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is probably the third time you've said that in the last 8 episodes.
No, I was reading it. I just finished it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a pretty big book.
I got that.
Yeah,
He's been alive for 70 years, man.
yeah. He's a lot of shit to say.
It's a big
Yeah.
book.
He's a lot of advice to give. It's worth reading. I know I've said this before. If you haven't read it, you should check it out. Anyway, Turtles.
Yeah.
Twins was a good movie.
It's like the ghost of Christmas Dan just came and
I mean, he's not wrong. Twins is a great movie.
no, I'm gonna say it's wrong. Twins is an okay movie. It's an okay movie. It's not a great movie.
A few minutes ago, I was scared that you never saw the Terminator, and so, it's just that's why it's funny for me hearing you mention twins.
But he corrected. He's seen it.
What about
There's something else.
That's true.
But Junior? Remember Junior?
Yeah.
I never saw Junior.
You're in for a treat then.
Yeah, man. When Schwarzenegger was pregnant.
It's fucking great.
Ahead of its time. Ahead of its time.
Yeah. Arnold as a pregnant man,
Yeah.
it's amazing. He gets
wanted to
emotional
see
and shit.
Yeah. I was very interested at the time in seeing it, and I just chips never fell into place. I never saw it.
You were busy.
Very
That's
funny.
cool.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm sure it's available somewhere. We'll find it for you.
Is there any Arnold Schwarzenegger memorabilia inside Cards Unlimited?
Anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
It's got to be. I mean, he's a sci-fi icon.
Icons. Sure. I was going to say it's a strong word, but
He's the Terminator.
I'm going to back off of that. He's
And he's a Predator
he's
in Total Recall.
he's a Terminator. He's not. He's T2
Okay.
Terminator.
Okay.
No, I mean,
the,
like
the name of the movie is The Terminator.
Yeah, he is in the original movie the Terminator.
Yes.
no, we don't. I'm sorry.
He is okay.
We
He is. To be fair, Franco Columbu is also a Terminator in that movie.
Who?
His workout buddy.
His
He's
bro.
the one that's like when they flash back to the future. He's like the one that
In the-
infiltrates their base.
Michael Bean's dream. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's Michael Bean again?
Full circle. Full circle.
We just talked about this.
But no, the answer. Sorry.
Anyway.
And honestly, I haven't come across any unless there and if it exists, send it my way. But I have not come across any particular product in any particular catalog of T2s. Sorry, I keep saying T2. Terminator stuff. So like, if it exists, send it my way.
Okay.
Like a Terminator.
Like, to be fair, it's like if
cookie jar.
it's got to exist,
Yeah.
and then I got to buy it. So send it my way.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, they had toys for like the T2 definitely.
Sure, in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went as a Terminator for Halloween when I was like 12. I went to the store and I got the plastic mask that like stuck on my face, and then they had like the cheap skin to tape it around. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure do.
Yeah. And it had the red eye, and like I went out and I had this like cheap little jacket on and my jeans, and yeah, I was a little monkey in that costume. Man. It was funny. I don't know why I didn't particularly love it. I mean, it's good. It's like, yeah,
Pretty great. There's a There's a statue next to the Children's Hospital in I don't know what you want to call it, Lawrenceville, Garfield Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Bloomfield. Do you guys know the statue I'm talking about? I think it's on 45th off of Penn, and there's the spoon statue.
Sure. There's a little kid
There's
holding
like-
a
and there's
girl
like a
like
swing.
this. Yeah.
There's like a swing.
Yeah.
Not the little girl spoon statue, but there's like a swing.
Yeah.
And it's every time we drive by it, it's like, it's Terminator 2.
Yeah.
And the bomb goes up.
Oh.
There's a
I
swing,
see,
and there's like, and
Oh, like,
she's on the fence, and she's like, grabbing the fence, and
before they become dust.
yeah,
Like
and it's
right
like,
after the bomb hits.
it's at the Children's Hospital. It's packed up. Just saying, drive by it. It's weird. It's really
That's really
weird.
funny.
It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
definitely
a
gonna think
swing
about
and mid swing. Anyways,
Oh shit, that's okay. Never gonna be able to unsee that. So as far as Turtles goes, does anybody have any comments on this particular issue? or
I'm upset that
questions?
Megan Fox is April O'Neil.
Oh my god, we
that's not about this issue.
we can't even.
That's a-
That's
That's
an
a-
issue.
That's
all
a
on
rabbit
its own.
hole.
We can go so deep into that.
You want to go? You want to go
I
deep
don't want to. I
into?
can't. I don't know.
Megan Fox.
Megan
yeah,
Fox? I mean,
honestly,
you
yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
Not me.
I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I don't like her in movies, but yes, obviously I would.
Okay.
Do that.
Sorry, we can move on from that and just completely.
Oh no, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
I mean,
That's
like,
part of the fun of this.
The only reason that didn't make me more upset is where I was thinking, what? She's because I've read this issue and I know that she has nothing to do with this issue. But otherwise, I would be worried.
I'm sorry.
Did they actually draw a comic form of Megan Fox as April O'Neil, one of these things? But they
Oh,
didn't.
no.
To all the listeners who haven't read this, it's fine. It's safe.
1990s Patricia Arquette could have been April O'Neil.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that Judith Hogue from the first movie is a pretty good goddamn April O'Neil.
Oh yeah.
She's so great. She's like sassy and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's like she's like kind of sporty looking. She's not like
Sure.
she's sexy, but she's not like oversexed. She's like just kind of whatever. She doesn't give a fuck. She has like curly, kinky hair and yeah,
That was cute. Those are cute movies.
yeah, she's awesome.
But yes, she's not. She's not in this issue.
She is not.
Just blobs.
Yeah,
Just
just
emoticons.
a furry little blob that looks like that thing that Spunky chewed on in Rocko's Modern Life. The green thing. Anybody? Rocko's Modern Life.
As far as this, the one thing that I was going to say that even now, weeks later, after having read this, that sticks out in my mind. I like that I got to finally see Dimension X because they talked about it in the cartoon a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't talk about it in the movies or anything, but
Are you talking about Krang's
Yeah.
spot? Like
Yeah.
where they show him torturing, or
Yes.
as a person, so as someone who's not familiar, is it where like they show a little bit of Krang torturing somebody and
Yeah.
the blobber dude is watching?
yeah, like
That's Dimension X.
It now.
They're in Dimension X. This whole thing takes place in Dimension X.
I thought they were on this planet called.
Yeah, but the planet is in Dimension.
I
It's like
understand.
Dimension X
I
is a
understand.
parallel
The whole
dimension.
thing is there. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So that was always like a threat, or not a threat. It was always a danger in the cartoon. I remember it was like, oh, we might end up in Dimension X where Baxter Stockman, Krang, something or other. And I never. I was like, I wonder what all's in Dimension X, and now I get to see it for the first time.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that
That's
has
cool.
satisfied a long lasting curiosity of mine.
So how did they get there?
I don't know that.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they can bop back and forth between
Bop?
their-
Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Bop?
Yeah,
Sure.
I figured that was the appropriate term for that.
They power up the machine.
I
It
feel like
goes,
they can kind of casually. It's not like a big effort for them to do it. Like they can casually do it. So like that's about. It's not like a journey. You know?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, They don't have to siphon. They don't have to have 1.21 gigawatts or anything.
They just meander to the
Exactly.
next dimension.
There's
Sure.
like, Donnie, let's go visit your buddy with the portal. And he's like, okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Okay, I understand.
Every time I think of Crane, I always think of his meme. You ever seen this? Pass that around, man. That's fantastic.
Oh, my God. That's fucking unbelievable. It's so for those of you who
Uncanny.
are listening, it's side by side on the right hand side is Krang inside of like in the belly of his kind of robot suit, and the other side is Honey Boo Boo in front of her mother.
Oh,
And they look the same.
no. God.
Honey Boo Boo's mom looks like the giant Krang suit with the short arms and the bald head. And the
That's
fucking
sad. So sad.
tuning fork on top of his fucking head with the 80s glasses.
Especially her fucking face.
Yeah.
She got the same face.
She just looks like a big
It's the
fucking
Krang
thumb.
She has the same number of chins as
Her forehead goes right into her chest.
She looks like one of those thumb wars. Remember when they used to make whole movies with just thumbs?
Oh, no.
She looks like one of those people.
Because Krang really does, or Krang monster. What is the thing that Krang is in?
It's just a suit. So
Well,
it's
the
a
Krang suit
robot.
doesn't really have a neck.
Yeah.
It's just like he's like the top of a cone head is his whole head.
Yeah.
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 That is something.
It's unfortunate.
That is
That
something.
woman doesn't have much of a neck.
I have no proof behind this, but I think Krang's suit, like his fake man that he wears, he's definitely like part of the alt right. You look at that guy and you're like, that guy.
He's angry with his own personal situation, like real angry with it. So he's lashing out at a lot of.
Oh yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Well, his
You can tell.
like where the system that processes his poops is his brain. So
Yeah.
that's going to be complicated for anybody.
Yeah, or it's in his
And the
chest.
alt right, dude. They just got shit for brains.
Shit for
man.
brains.
Shit for brains.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
had-
actually, his brain's in his stomach, so his guts are actually the poop is actually in his head. Probably
yeah.
it has to be somewhere.
And he has his hair is
A tuning fork.
it is.
He has a tuning fork
Yes.
on top of his head.
Oh,
That's what his
he
hair
does.
is.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated situation for Crane's much. What is that? What do we call that thing?
He,
The super Krang suit. I don't know.
Jared, you said Craigman. Craigman. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, what? Are,
He's saying that's the answer. Craigman.
Did this creation abomination? Did this also come from the original two guys who were like this? This depiction of
Rocksteady.
Krang?
No,
and Bebop.
this Krang came from the cartoon show.
Okay, wasn't
What
in the
about
comics.
Rocksteady and Bebop? Where are they?
They're also from the cartoon show. So a lot
Right.
of those characters, like for the cartoon, they pretty much what they did was they already had the comic book going, right? And then they sold they wanted to make toys, so they sold the toy license to Playmates, I think, and at the same time they were like working on the TV show. So they're like, okay, let's make a bunch of toys and put each one of these characters in the show for like one episode, and then the kids will be like, oh, that's from the show. So there's a bunch of new characters created from the show,
The
specifically to
Rocksteady
sell
and Bebop
toys.
aren't real.
I mean, they are as far as.
I'm
you know.
sorry, we're off subject. They're not,
no,
they're
we're
not
still-
in this issue.
Yeah, no, but they're pervasive throughout the.
Yeah.
They're part of Turtles. Like when you
I
think
like
of the
them.
Turtles, you think like name like
Casey
if
Jones.
if I said name 5 other characters other than the Turtles from the Turtles universe, you'd be like
Splinter,
Bebop,
Shredder.
Rocksteady, April O'Neil, Casey Jones, Splinter, Shredder. You know, like,
Master Shredder.
Yeah.
Foot Soldier.
Orokusake.
Casey Jones is from the comic, right?
Yeah, yes,
I thought
Yeah.
so. All right.
he's in Raphael.
What else?
the
Like,
first
what's a Ninja Turtle deep cut?
So like in the first within the first 10 issues, they also did these micro series things, and Casey Jones appears in the Raphael micro series, like one shot. It's just like a story about Raphael. That's his first appearance.
I mean, I think one of the ones that I don't know if this is known or not, but the origin story of the Ninja Turtles is the same as Daredevil. Like that's canon. That's something.
Daredevil got oozed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The ooze that created the turtles created Daredevil. That's what got
Yeah.
in his eyes and gave him his freaking
Oh, that's
echolocation.
right.
It's sort of like-
Do you
it's
remember
it's
that?
like a
Whenever
joke
he was a
in
child
the
on the
Turtles
street.
universe.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it also is canon because
Well,
it.
no, so in the Turtles universe, like it's a person who matches the description of Matt Murdock that is involved in this. Like almost gets hit by by a truck. Only an old man saves. I think an old man saves him because I want to say he's holding the
It was
turtles.
Stick. It was Sticks.
It's-
Forget.
The Stick.
Stick's the old
Stick.
man.
Oh, yeah,
Stick.
No. So in Daredevil, Murdoch is saving an old man.
Right.
But
Right.
in this, an old man is saving. They just turned the story on its head.
Oh, okay.
I want to say that he was holding the turtles, and then the turtles got jumbled out of his hands or something, or maybe another kid was holding the turtles, and they got knocked out of his hands. I forget.
I didn't know that, and I'm starting to stay calm right now because my mind is blown. That's awesome.
yeah.
I have the first issue upstairs. I can show.
It's really
there ever a
cool
crossover?
information.
What's that?
Is there ever a crossover? Teenage Mutant Ninja Daredevils.
I don't know. Actually, not that I know of.
That would be
It's
cool.
kind of cool though. Well, I mean, also, so the whole lore is like based off of Daredevil and some Marvel stuff. So like the Daredevil's ninja clan is the hand.
Yeah.
That's why the turtles is the foot. and Daredevil's master is
There it is.
Stick. Daredevil's master is Stick, and the
Splinter.
turtles' master is Splinter. Yeah.
That's
So-
my brain blown. My
Yeah.
mind's blown. I gotta go.
So,
I gotta go.
yeah, I feel like that's probably. Why don't we just end there? Let's end on that.
That was a good time, everyone.
No, if you guys, does anybody have anything more to say about this comic?
Did you want to go around the table?
Yes, good call.
And then now we could say how we feel about it.
Yes, yes, exactly. So we'll just, what we do is we'll just go around the table and say if you would read more of this or not. So let's go clockwise, Lacey.
Oh, I didn't read it,
Okay,
but the little blobby guys are super cute. You're not wrong.
okay, Chris.
I really liked it. I'd read more.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I like turtles.
Yeah,
I like turtles.
Greg.
I feel the same. This was cool. I could do with more Dimension X in my life.
Good. Amanda.
Yes, 100. As a new person to this universe, I'm always hesitant to jump in mid blah without starting from scratch, and I jumped in and I super want to know what happens next and what happened before. It was really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Settle.
I'm not. It's cool though. I mean, I dig it. But no, I don't think I would. I don't know, man. Like the turtles, they were a thing. They were really important to me. And then, I don't know.
So
I just sort of disconnected.
When we go upstairs, I'm gonna show an episode of the Nickelodeon show, which is fucking amazing, and you're gonna shit your pants. 'Cause
The new or old?
The new one, the newest one. It's so good.
Yeah, I just no, I thought that was very cute though. But I don't think I'll pick up the next one. But I'm pleased that I got to engage with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again, even though they should be middle aged by now.
There are actually there's some alternate universe ones where they're old and shit. It's great. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I feel like that's a good
Yeah,
solid-
man, it was fun.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, guys. You want to plug your things again before we get out of here?
Oh, sure. My name is Zero. I'm from the Pittsburgh Circus Arts Collaborative. You can find us at pghcircus.com. Pittsburgh Circus Arts Collaborative on Facebook, PGH Circus on Instagram, and we're on YouTube. And my personal one is Juggling Zero on Instagram and Facebook.
Cool.
I'm Amanda, and you can come see me at Cards Unlimited, and we can talk about comics and books, and especially sci-fi. And this was super fun, and you guys are all really lovely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. You guys are always welcome to come back if you want to come and talk about nerdy shit.
I'm never
Absolutely.
leaving.
That's fair. There's plenty of room upstairs. So let's go around the table. Everybody say, fare thee well. Lacey?
I'll see you guys.
Krias?
Goodbye.
J-Man?
See ya.
Oh, Greg?
Till next time.
Amanda?
I have to do this again?
Yeah.
I said goodbye already.
Did you say goodbye already?
Bye. Okay, bye.
Zero.
Bye.
I'm Jared. We're the Humans. Make sure to rate and review us on iTunes and all that shit. And that's enough of that. Bye.